this is a brand new song. This is a hot off the press, and it's something that happened to me at the end of last week when I was up in Lancashire playing concerts, and I had a day off to go and sightsee, and I went to a place called Wellcollar. Everybody familiar with Wellcollar? No, I wasn't. Well, actually, I didn't think I was until I got there, and I realised I'd been there before. The weird thing about touring. And Wellcollar is it's an abandoned, well, it's a derelict and abandoned manor house, sort of manor estate, and there's this fabulous 15th century packhorse bridge, which I saw online. I thought, well, that's beautiful. I'll go and have a look at that. It wasn't far away. And when I got there, I kind of, there's a bridge. Of course, the bridge goes over a stream, and there's a stream. And I'm standing there just sort of looking, having a look around, and I see this man, apparently a fisherman, but he's on his knees in the water, which I thought was kind of weird. You know, I've seen them standing in sort of thigh-length wellies. What do you call them? Waders. Waders. But I've never seen a fisherman on his knees before, so I thought this is unusual. And he appeared to be doing not really fishing. He seemed to be looking at rocks. So I waited for him to come over, and he came over, and he was and I sat in the bank there, and I had a chat with him. And he was a classic grumpy academic. You know, it's kind of everything I said was wrong. You know, don't you know the Latin name for 50 different mayflies? No, I don't. And it turns out he was a mayfly collector, and he was collecting mayflies, and they live underneath stones. And he's collecting them from under these stones, so he's pulling the stones out of the water. And he just got grumpier and grumpier. You know, most people would give up and go away. I didn't. I thought this is sport. You know, this is really interesting. And we'll wind this guy up until he explodes and see what happens. So I managed to get all this information out of him. And then I had a long drive from Lancashire back to Somerset, where I live. And in the drive, I wrote this song. It's called The Mayfly Collector. And he definitely won't like it. Ah, you got that wrong. Yeah, you're wrong about that. Wrong about that. So. He stood in the stream and he bored up a stone, went through to the waist in a world of his own. He smoothed and he picked as if weaving the thread. I wondered what visions were filling his head. So I waited a while and I sat on the bank of the stream and watched as he moved like a man in the arms of a dream. The water was shallow, the water was fast, not best for the fishing, I thought, so I asked. There might well be fish, but that's not what I'm after, he said with a face unaccustomed to laughter. And he spoke like a man with a secret, reluctant to share. I searched for the nymph of the Mayfly, he said with a stare. Scorpion-like on white-collar blank, they'd clawed and they'd light in a white plastic tank. The Mayfly collector, he counted and graded, while an eminent scientist patiently waited. Their bodies are flat and they cling to the dark side of stone. All year long, like young children, the torrent rushes their homes. As ancient as love is, these small perfect things, like airmen to battle, deserving their wings. 55 species, they all look the same. The month when they're reborn gives them their names. Or is it the chance against harrowing odds they'll survive? For one day, maybe two, in the sun they may love.